Have you ever wondered what makes a vintage wine? Come join us here at the Center for Viticulture and Small Fruit Research, where we will be talking about the annual Grape Harvest Festival. And this year's theme is 2014, a vintage year. Join Florida A&M University as we invite the community to come and explore the world of grapes. Hello and welcome to another edition of FAMU Land Grant Today. We are excited to have you join us, and we are going to be talking to Dr. Violeta Solova today about the Grape Harvest Festival 2014 edition. And Dr. Solova, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us here today. Tell us about this community-wide event.
Ms. Lam, you're more than welcome, and we are very, very happy that we got the chance to present this milestone event for the program of the land grant today. What I can say, of course, this is one of the major events of our center for the last 14 years, because that's going to be the 14th edition of the event. The event outgrew the Viticulture Center, outgrow the College of Agriculture and Food Science, and I think it's now, for the last 5 years, Florida Agricultural Mechanical University Grape Harvest Festival, because grape and wine are so well embedded in human culture. They are regarded as something special. Harvest time in the vineyard, it's a time for special celebration, and that gives us that unique opportunity to open the door and invite the community to come and celebrate with us the grape harvest, and to showcase to the community all the achievements of our college and of our university.
That is awesome, and what an achievement this festival has been. 14 years is a long time, but every year it gets better and better, and more people come. Now, the theme that you've chosen for this year celebrates the milestones, and tell us what the theme is and how you came about choosing it.
Actually, every year the theme is voted by the festival organizing committee. Of course, the festival organizing committee, it's a university-wide and has a big involvement from the community. And every year we try to highlight and underline specific thing out of the festival. Maybe here is the time to mention that we try and we utilize actually that broad community event to educate everybody about the healthy lifestyle, about the richness and amazing fruits of our labor,
Yes.
about agriculture, of course, about how important and from where the food come to our table. And this particular year, the committee voted on that a vintage year, 2014, simply because we really believe that FAMU as a university and our center and our college, we're in a special moment. We want to celebrate whatever we achieve until now, but we want to mark this as a step for something nice and beautiful in the future. This vintage year, in the vocabulary of winemaking, it's when you pick up the special barrel, the special grapes that gonna create the wonderful final product. That's why we believe that this year it's something special, and that's why we want this to be our festival vintage year.
Oh, that's awesome. So participants, people coming, can look forward to a vintage event, a special event, and there are so many wonderful activities that are a part of this day. It's a day-long festival. Could you share with us some of the highlights of the events that are going to be taking place at the festival this year?
Of course, the signature events for this particular day is the grape stomping. It's something that the community enjoy very much, and it's actually delight for seniors and children, for VIP guests, and any regular person that come to this event. And again, we will have this grape stomping this year.
So people get to actually stomp the grapes?
Yes,
That
that's
is
how
awesome.
we get really the people to realize how the tradition was growing and how the wine is made. Stomping actually with your feet, it's a little bit later in the history of grape growing and winemaking. Traditionally, historically, as evidence, we have a number of historical facts from Old Kingdom, from Egypt, from ancient agrarian civilization in Mediterranean, some frescoes. They prove that the first way how the people crushed the grape, it was by hands.
Oh.
The feet come a little bit later. But somehow in our modern culture, when we say grape and wine, we understand crushing the grape with your feet. And maybe it's going to be very curious for our audience to know that it is a wine current day that is still made that way by feet stomping. This is the famous port that comes from Portugal. Port wines, even up to today, are made by stomping with the feet.
Wow, I did not know that,
Yes.
that winemakers still employ that. That
Absolutely.
is awesome.
And of course, the other very, very important event and part of the festival, and I'm pretty sure Dr. Ananga later, my colleague that is in charge for all the exhibits and community participation, he will talk a little bit more, but just to mention the traditional health fair, that is always highlight that healthy component of the festival.
That is awesome. And Dr. Silova, as a professor of viticulture and development biology, you also encourage students to participate in this event. And so are we doing that again this year? Will students from Florida A&M University be involved in helping bring this event to the community?
Absolutely. That's how actually happened the event to outgrow the Viticulture Center. We have average more than hundreds of volunteers. These are mainly students from our university and actually the students from all the schools in town. They are the one actually ambassadors and helpers and mediators from the festival and the community. They are the one helping in any point, from the hula hoop contest to the grape stomping, to the health fair. Of course, the students are our tour guide for the famous vineyard trailer rides. That's actually create that unbelievable opportunity for our students to earn volunteer hours, but also to communicate and be in direct contact with the community and the family clientele.
That's awesome. So that really does engage both the student body as well as faculty and the community at large in your outreach efforts to the community.
Absolutely.
That is so awesome. Well, Dr. Silova, thank you for sharing that with us. And we're going to take a quick break right now. But when we come back, we're going to talk about some more of the fun activities that are going to happen at the Grape Harvest Festival this month of August 23rd, right?
Absolutely.
And so we don't want you to miss it, so come back, stay with us.
This looks like hide and seek, but it's not. Kids often withdraw when their needs aren't being met. It would be easier if they said, I need a little one-on-one time. But it's up to us, their parents, to learn their language. And once you figure it out, you don't really have to say much at all. A thought from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Imagine a landscape of distinct natural beauty, a place where bees and butterflies move among the blossoms and birds find food and shelter, where plants can thrive on rainfall and native soil and fertilizers and pesticides are almost unheard of. Now, imagine this place is your own Florida home. Visit plantrealflorida.org and learn how to add native plants to your landscape and bring home the beauty of the real Florida.
And welcome back to FAMU Land Grant today for another exciting edition. And we are pleased to have with us Miss Angela Harper. And Angela, you're coordinating the logistics and everything that makes this Grape Harvest Festival a success for this year. And we're so happy that you could join us. We're out here at the Center for Viticulture and Small Fruit Research. And what a beautiful day. The weather is cooperating with us. We can expect the same at the August 23rd event. Could you share with us some of the events that are going to be happening and how can anybody who wants to participate come and what they need to do?
Yes, I can. And thank you, Ms. Lamb, for allowing me to be able to participate in this event today. One of the main events that will be taking place on August the 23rd will be the Vineyard Run and Walk. It's one of the first activities that are going to be taking place, and it starts at 7:30. So in order to participate in that event, you will need to register, and you can do that online at www.famu.edu/GHF. You can also prepay online for that event. This event has been going on for the last couple of years, and a lot of people do participate in this, young ones, old ones, and elderly. So I think that event would be a great success for everyone to come out and participate in.
So that's a vineyard walk and run, or run and walk.
Yes, it is.
And there's no age limit.
There's no age limit.
Because you can run or you can walk. And how many miles is it?
It's a 2K/5K.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, and another event that a lot of students like to do is for the young ones and old ones. It's the hula hoop contest. We have kids, elderly, comes out and participate in it also. And like I said before, everything is pre-registered online. You also can register the day of the event.
Okay, and if someone fails to register online, would they still be able to come to and register on site?
Yes, they can, and you can also pay on site.
And what is your favorite activity of the day?
My favorite activity, I would say, the Grape Stomping. And that is, like Dr. Salova said earlier, one of the big highlighted events of that day. And with the Grape Stomping, we have like young ones, old ones to come out and stomp. We have like a team of like 10 to 15 people, and on each team is like 5 people per team. And they just stomp until like a minute for each. They rotates. And at the end, they measure to see which one of the groups has stomped the most juice.
So they actually measure the juice that's created by the stomping.
Exactly.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we really look forward to this event every year. I've participated in it myself. My daughter has stomped grapes.
Wow.
One of the things that I noticed on the program is a tour of the vineyard.
Okay.
And what we'd like to know is, are the people who come out from the community, are they allowed to take some of the grapes home or sample some of the grapes?
Yes, they are. Around I think around 1 o'clock, they're allowed to go out and do a U-pick. We give them a small bag to pick the grapes in. So
Awesome.
Yes, they do. They are allowed to pick, but they just can't pick. They have a time limit to go in and come out.
That's great, but it does give them a chance to sample what's grown here on
Exactly.
site.
And then we also have a wine tasting sample set it up under the tent. They have all different types of the grapes that's there that they're allowed to go and taste while they're walking around.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
And I would just like for you to remind our viewers how they can go about registering and exactly when will this event take place.
The event takes place August 23rd, 2014 from 7:30 to 4. You can register online at www.famu.edu/GHF.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Angela. And we're going to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, we're going to talk with Dr. Anthony as well about some of the important research that is happening at the center.
Stronger, healthier babies. Learn more about healthy babies at marchofdimesbaby.org.
We are this close
We
are this close
of wanting to
to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
we're this close
This close
be kind
to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
We are this close to ending polio.
This close to ending polio.
All we need is you.
this close.
Be a part of history at Rotary.org.
Millions of Americans suffer from poverty, but passionate people like you can do something about it. Join VISTA. You can teach teens how to mentor children at risk, recruit volunteers to feed the hungry, or help homeless veterans find shelter and employment. AmeriCorps Vista has more than 6,500 opportunities for you to help fight poverty. Go to AmeriCorps.gov or call 800-942-2677.
Welcome back to Land Grant Today, and I am Cynthia Lamb, your host. I have with me Dr. Anthony Ananga, who's Assistant Professor of Food and Biotechnology at Florida A&M University's Center for Viticulture and Small Fruit Research. And Dr. Ananga, thank you so much for joining us. We are here to talk about the FAMU's Grape Harvest Festival.
Yes.
And I understand that as a committee contributor, you are coordinating the exhibitors and vendors
That's correct.
for the event.
That's correct.
Would you tell us, please, who all can we expect to see when we come out to the event on August 23rd?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Lam, for allowing me to be here. I'm very happy to be able to talk about the vendors and the exhibitors who are gonna be for this. Gonna come for this great event that we have every year for our community, and we are expecting quite a number of vendors and also exhibitors to come from the within the community, and they're going to be a variety strengthened in the aspect of health and also wellness. We're going to have educational exhibitors, and also we're also going to have vendors who are coming to advertise and also sell different kind of foods. From the exhibitors, we are looking at some of the community, some of the people who are coming from the community, like the Florida Museum, Historical Museum, and also we're also looking at the North House Museum, and we're also expecting some other fitness, like the SC Atlanta Health Fitness and others to come and enlighten the community about what they do.
So people can get healthy and they can eat. So if they eat some unhealthy snacks, they can turn around and get healthy at the same time. About how many exhibitors do you expect will come to this year's event?
In this year's event, we are targeting about 100 exhibitors.
Wow.
And vendors. But we are also looking at attracting about 9 to 10 food vendors who are coming to entertain people with different kind of foods that we find from within this community.
So we're expecting a large turnout. What has it been in the past, and what are you hoping for this year?
In the past, we've attracted a lot of a big crowd, over 3,000 people.
3,000, wow.
Yes, and we are expecting that every year it keeps going up and up and up, and this time we are expecting even more. And so that's why we are really working very hard to prepare ourselves such that when the people come to enjoy within this event, they can pretty much get satisfied that this event is worthwhile for the community.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I imagine with that many exhibitors and all of the activities taking place, there'll be plenty for every age group, and there'll be plenty to go around. Now, I understand that people who come out to this event can also learn about some of the important research that's being conducted at the center. and you are involved in a lot of that as a professor here. Could you share with us some of the highlights of the research that you'll be sharing with the public at this event?
Thank you very much, Ms. Lamb, because research is one of the pillars of this center, because the reason why we are hosting this event is to be able to enlighten the community so that the community can know that we are here and we exist for the reason of helping them.
Yes.
First, in educating our children who come to work with us. And in that case, this center, we really focus more on student training, research-based, research-focused. And some of the research that we work with, especially in my area, is in the area of working with different kind of secondary metabolites. In other words, we are using food biotechnology, we are using molecular genetics to improve the grapes that we have here into different products, and also into improving the what we call secondary metabolites that are very helpful and very good for human health.
So you're making the grapes healthier for consumption is what you're doing. And what are some of the things that you've achieved with the grapes here on site so far?
So far here, what we have achieved several things, and the researchers who have been here before me, for example, Dr. Lu, they have been able to come up with new varieties. Also, we have got Dr. Solova, who has also worked very hard to come up with different, also improve the varieties, but also look at the health compounds of these grapes, whereby she's come up with different kind of cells that can be utilized in producing different kind of products that can be very helpful for our skin as well as our body. Yes.
That's awesome. So there's a lot that goes on here besides just stomping grapes.
That's
and
correct.
It is wonderful that you're sharing this, you're bringing this to the community to educate us on just exactly what goes on here at the center and why it's so important for us to continue in the research so that we can share these benefits, health benefits, food-wise, skin-wise, even production-wise in biotechnology. So that's very, very broad work. And I understand that the work that's done here is not only beneficial to the Tallahassee community, but it has made an international impact as well. Is that true?
That's correct. That's correct, because the work that we do here, we collaborate with different researchers from all over the world. For example, Israel. I was in Israel about 2 years, 1 year ago, working with some of our researchers from the ARO, which is the Agricultural Center, more like USDA here in the United States. And we were working on, working on different kind of genes that can be used to benefit, to improve muscat and grape that we do here. So not only we collaborate with researchers from Israel, but we also have some collaborators from places like Australia, South Africa, and many other parts of the world. So we are really going global to be able to ensure that FAMU Viticulture Center makes a bigger impact in terms of research, training, and teaching.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you for your time and for all of the information that you've shared with us today, Dr. Ananga. And one more time, tell our viewers when they can come out for this event.
Yeah, this event is scheduled on August 23rd. We start from 8 o'clock to around 4 p.m.
And that's a Saturday, right?
That's a Saturday.
Awesome.
Yeah, and one more thing I would like to add is that Ms. Cynthia, as much as we are doing all these things, our major aim is to educate the community, and most importantly, to attract students to come and learn more about what we do, so that, because we look at them as the future leaders of tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So we really want to impact that knowledge into them.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you, Dr. Ananda.
All right, thank you.
And we will be, when we return, we will wrap things up, but stay with us. We have a few more important details to share with you. We'll be right back with Land Grant Today.
Okay, people, listen up. Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, is 4 miles per hour. That's a 6-mile radius. I want checkpoints established at I-95, 495, and over at Route 66. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over. Go get him!
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
How far would you go to help someone? Would you go to the end of your driveway? Would you cross a street? Would you cross an ocean? To a place 6,000 miles from home? And how long would you go? Would you go for a week? A month? A year? Would you go for 2 years? Would you go if you could use your knowledge to teach someone, and in the process, maybe learn something yourself? Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps.
We are here at the vineyard at the Center for Viticulture and Small Fruit Research as part of Florida A&M University's College of Agriculture and Food Science. My guest here today is Dr. Violeta Solova, and she is going to share with us about the varieties of grapes that we have at our research center here. Thank you so much, Dr. Solova. Tell us about these grapes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lamp. We want to show you why we want to invite the community exactly in the end of August. That's the time that the mighty muscadines are ready, and that's the reason we make the TV crew today to walk in the vineyard to get the chance to enjoy firsthand the grapes that are already ready for harvest. It's a little bit early, usually after August 15. Are ready the first muscadine variety. We are sitting in front of Black Fry. It's one of the earliest variety, and you can see some of the bunches, of course, and the berries are ready.
They're beautiful.
Absolutely. Of course,
and
we
large.
Still have some that's coming up, but about 2 weeks exactly for the time for the festival.
They'll be right. Yes.
All ready. Of course, that's how we're going to have enough grapes for the community to stomp, and the most important, to let the people to enjoy and go with a small gift bag with picked their own grapes. We're going to open the vineyard afternoon after the grape stomping and let everybody that is patient enough, and of course it's enough persistent to go and walk into the vineyard, into the sun, and collect their own grape berries.
And that's a wrap for this edition of Land Grant Today. I'm Cynthia Lamb, and we'll see you next time.